Okay.
Of the Pat McDonough Show on Talk Radio 680 WCBM.
Okay, we're all rockied up here. We're rockied up. All right. Now, we're going to switch tracks a little bit. I haven't provided you with the phone number, and of course, we had a lot of calls, but we're going to switch tracks a little bit. But we're an open show. You can call us, and we'll talk about what you're thinking about on this beautiful Saturday night. 410-922-6680. That's 410-922-6680. The toll-free long-distance number is 1-800-922-6680. You know, when you look at different incidents, different events occurring in the world, you ever try to connect the dots? You ever try to think there's some kind of connection? Let me give you an example. Let's look at President Trump for a minute, okay? President Trump had a meeting with the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia about a week ago. This is the number 2 guy. He's only 32 years old. I think his name's Ben Salman or something like that. And he's pretty much going to be the king of Saudi Arabia pretty soon. He's a strong man. He has arrested a lot of the royal family based on fraud. And of course, these people, when they take power, they arrest everybody on fraud or, corruption and that sort of thing. But anyway, he's very close to the United States. He's a big supporter, and he hates, guess who? Iran. So he's on our team. Now, this week, he said he's going to buy, this number may be low. This number may be low. He said he's going to buy $100 billion worth of military equipment. Now, if he's going to use that military equipment, you know who he's going to use it against, right? Iran. Now, Egypt. Egypt was let down and stabbed in the back by Obama, which is nothing unusual. Our Muslim allies, our Islamic friends that support us, were always stabbed in the back by who? Obama, right? So now Egypt has made a deal to buy more military equipment, and who do they hate? Iran. So these are American allies, personal friends of who? Donald Trump, President Trump, and they're buying billions of dollars in military equipment. Now, that's one thing. Let's look at another thing. This budget that was just passed had the highest amount of military national defense money, I think, ever. Now, one of the reasons it was needed was because who? Obama destroyed the American military, or deflated it so badly that it could not function properly, but it needed to be restored, and it needed to be restored quickly, and General Mattis has said, we've got to put this military back together. So think about these military things. Connect these dots. Listen to what I'm saying to you. We have this big money going into the military. We have our 2 big allies in the Middle East, of course, Egypt and Saudi Arabia, and more money going into Israel, and Israel going on bombing raids in the Middle East recently. Now, start adding this up, okay? In addition to that, we now have what? Pompeo taking over as the new Secretary of State. Pompeo was the CIA director. He's a close ally of Donald Trump. He's a tough Trump guy. He's a Trump guy. And we have Tillerson going out the door. And who's coming in? John Bolton. John Bolton hates Iran. John Bolton is a hawk. Well, he's a realist on global defense of America. He knows who our enemies are. Start adding all this stuff up. Saudi Arabia, $100 billion, biggest defense budget in the history of the country. Mike Pompeo taking over as Secretary of State. John Bolton taking over as National Security Director. We're going to Korea to talk to North Korea. Let me tell you, Trump is now putting in his tough team. He's not taking recommendations from the establishment. He's not taking recommendations from other people. He is settling in as his own president, and he's putting his own type of people into positions of power. He's going after China on what? Tariffs, because China is taking a position where they have been beating the hell out of us, and he's now defending us. He's getting tough. Steel. You can't have a military without steel. We need our own steel made in America, not made in Canada, not made in China. What did he do? Bringing steel back to America to give us independence and national defense. One final point about Trump getting tough and Trump becoming Trump. This guy Dowd, this attorney, departed this week. This guy's been around too long. He's been advising Trump to cooperate with the special counsel. They're not going to do anything, Mr. President. You haven't done anything. You have nothing to worry about. And what did they do? What did the special counsel do? He subpoenaed documents and information from Trump's business interests. And Trump told him, that is the line in the sand. You do not cross that line. You go after collusion. You do not extend it and try to get me on business stuff. He brought in who? He got rid of Dowd. He brought in diGenova. diGenova, a former federal prosecutor, is one of the toughest, smartest prosecutors in the country. His wife is one of the best prosecutors in the country. She is the attorney for that guy who is the double agent on the Uranium One deal. She represents him, and he's going public. So do not be surprised if in the next couple of months, maybe sooner, that Mueller gets fired. And I'm going to tell you what Trump's going to do. He's going to fire Mueller and Rosenstein on the same day. He's not going to mess around. He's going to give it all the news. They say when you have to eat a frog, you eat it in one bite. And that's what I predict he's going to do. He's going to get rid of both of the deep state that's out to get him, and this diGenova is going to build the case. So Trump is getting tough. I think you say, oh, well, Trump's already tough. He's wild. He's crazy. He does all. No, we're going to see the real Trump. He's a counterpuncher. Now we're going to see a super counterpuncher. We're going to see a new kind of Trump, and he's not going to deal in a very soft way. He's not going to have people in there that he doesn't trust who mislead him. He's now going to have his real team in there. All right, here is Mark in Arizona. Mark, good evening.
Hello, how are you doing?
Good, thank you. What's up?
Well, I just wanted to say you do a great job. I love what you say and how you put it. The truth, it's amazing. I don't get too much into political views, and I don't even know much about it, to be honest. But I mean, what you say and how you explain yourself, it's really amazing. I do see the difference between Trump and Obama, and it's an incredible difference. I do agree with that. Trump stands by his word and makes action.
Well, what I like doing is I like to look at these different events as they occur, and it's kind of fun trying to do this and analyze what is really happening. And
right.
See, that thing I just did there, and I have some other points I can make about that. I see a change in direction with Trump, which I think is for the better, to be honest with you.
I believe so too. I even love what he's doing with the guns. He's trying to make a stance for people to have gun control, but not take away our guns necessarily.
Yeah, he's walking a fine line. But I'm running for county executive in Baltimore County, and like this bump stock thing, I got more letters and emails from mothers in Baltimore County who are mothers of children in school. And I'm an NRA member. I have an A+ rating with the NRA. But I got all these letters from these mothers and these emails saying, if you're going to be our county executive, you're going to be responsible for our children. I don't want a county executive that thinks bump stocks are okay. And I understand why Trump takes that position.
Right. I couldn't agree more. I mean, I love this. I love you guys' show. You guys do such a great job.
All right, thank you, Mark. Appreciate the call. From Arizona, of all places. It's warm down there, I guess, right? You don't know, but the weather's so crazy now where you think it's warm. Like the Carolinas were always warm. And now we have snowstorms coming up from the south. It's crazy stuff. All right, here is Alan in Pikesville. Alan, good evening.
Good evening, Pat. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Great. First of all, unfortunately, I live in the city, but I would definitely support you and vote for you if I lived in the county, and I wish you much success. I wish, and hope and pray that you get in. We need you.
Well, if I get in, you'll come out and live here. You'll have a sanctuary county. You'll be safe.
I'll definitely consider moving.
You know, I tell you the truth. I think a lot of people, after 1 year in office, there'll be a lot of people think about moving.
I appreciate how you opened this hour with an explanation on Trump. I want to say the following. I tell my liberal friends the following. I support Trump. Everything he does, he's perfect. There's nothing he can do wrong in my eyes. And you know why I say that? First of all, to get them going. But second of all, because everyone that hates Trump is so hateful and so all over him that I like to counter it with 100%. No matter what he does, he's perfect in my eyes. He can do no wrong.
I understand the strategy. I know exactly what you're saying, because in their eyes he can do no right.
Exactly.
I tell you, I feel sorry for, in so many ways, my friends, people that I know who have no idea what is going on in this country and have no idea what is coming at us. And they are so manipulated and so misled. And the reason I talked in the first hour about this plot, this scheme by both Democrats and Republicans to deceive the taxpayers of Maryland on this insurance issue is to illustrate to the average person that these politicians, regardless of party, can come together behind our backs to deceive us and take advantage of us. And people are just going to have to be more alert. And then the saddest thing that I see, Alan, is when I see these young high school people, these young people, it's bad enough that our college, higher education youth are being misled and brainwashed by leftist professors, and our millennials have been so misled that they think socialism is a good thing. You know, go to Cuba, go to Venezuela if you want to enjoy your next spring break. And now we're getting down into these high schools. And the reason these children, these young people, do not understand and are so misled is because they get 3 credits of civics a year. That's all that's required in the state of Maryland. 3 credits of civics. They do not understand the fundamental function of our government.
On top of a commercial.
And it saddens me to see it.
Yep, I agree, 100%.
All right, thank you, Alan. All right, we'll take a break. We will be right back.